Hello students of class 9. Welcome back to Indrani ma'am's biology class. Hope that you all are fit and fine and staying safely in your home and continuing with your studies properly. So in our last class we have learned about the complex permanent tissues. Today we will start from the phloem portion. I told you that the xylem and the phloem are both used up in the conduction of food and materials. So what does xylem do? Through the xylem vessels, the water and the minerals which are absorbed by the roots, those are transported to the leaf for production of food and for performing the process of photosynthesis. But phloem, what does it do? Basically, it helps in the conduction of the food from the leaves down the stem, trunk, roots and to other parts of the plant body. This phloem is composed of 4 types of cells: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers or bast cells. First we will discuss about the sieve tubes. Sieve, you know what is sieve? Have you seen your mother pouring tea within a cup by using a net-like structure? That is the sieve. This sieve allows some substances to pass through them while it prevents others from passing through it. So these sieve tubes, these are composed of living, slender and elongated tube-like structures which is placed one after the other in end-to-end format. The cell wall of these type of sieve tubes are thin and these are made up of cellulose. Okay, and different perforated portions are found. Perforated means very small opening. These are found by a pore structure. This is known as the sieve plate. The cytoplasm is present and nucleus is absent in this type of sieve tube. And in the center of each cell there is a large vacuole. Vacuole, you know, I think while studying the structure of a plant cell, you have drawn the structure of a vacuole. This is all about the sieve tube. Now companion cells. What are the companion cells? These are very long and narrow living portion of elongated cells, and these are usually attached to the lateral side of the sieve tubes. Okay, and these are known as the companion cells. Their walls are also very thin and small pits are present, small holes are present, so that through these pits the cytoplasmic connection can be established between the sieve tubes and the companion cells. Okay, there is a very large nucleus present in this type of companion cells and they help in the transport of the food along with the sieve tubes. Next we will discuss about the phloem parenchyma. The cells like these are very ordinary type of parenchyma cells and these are living cells and they are intermingled with the sieve tubes. They are mixed up together. Basically their function is to store the food material and they also help in the transport of the food. Okay, basically all these phloem, whatever the tubes, whatever the components of the phloem, these are mainly used up for transportation of the food from the leaf to different parts of the plant body. So this is common function of all the components of the phloem. Now what are the phloem fibers? These are made up of sclerenchyma cells. The cells are very elongated, the cells are very pointed and they are lignified and these are dead cells. Okay, now what does the phloem fibers do? Basically they help in the mechanical support of the plant and they are used up for making the ropes and the rough clothes. Whatever you see, the ropes and the rough clothes, these are made up of phloem fibers. Now you have to know the difference between the xylem and the phloem. Okay. The next portion which we will start are the animal tissues. The animals are also made up of different tissues like the plants. Basically 4 major types of tissues are found on the basis of their function in the multicellular animals. What are these? These are the epithelial tissues, muscular tissues, connective tissue and nervous tissue. Now we will know about all these 4 types of tissues in detail. Just to know what are the epithelial tissues, these are the protective and the covering tissues which is making up the outer lining of the body boundary. The mechanical tissues are helping in the contraction and relaxation, and they are helping in the movement of different organs or body parts. The nervous tissue are the connecting, and these are the packaging and the supporting tissues, and the nervous tissue is conducting the nerve impulse between the central nervous system and establishing a contact between the other body parts along with the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, these are the 4 types of animal tissues found in the multicellular organisms. Now we will discuss in detail about each type of tissue. First we will know about the epithelial tissue. Epithelial, this word has been derived from basically 2 words. One is epi, another is the thelio. Epi means upon and thelio means to grow. Okay, so this is the very simple type of animal tissue, and this tissue covers the entire body of the organism externally as well as internally also in some cases. It is the protective tissue of the body, and the skin which we can see externally, this is also composed of epithelial tissue. Okay, and these tissues does not have any intracellular space, and intracellular matrix is also absent in this type of tissues. Both intracellular space and intracellular matrix is absent. Okay, and these tissues basically is resting on a basement membrane. There is a base. If you have a book, you can see the picture of the epithelial tissue. They are basically non-cellular layer is present. A non-cellular layer is present, and on this non-cellular layer, that is the basement membrane, these epithelial tissues are resting on. Okay, and these contain a special form of matrix protein which is known as collagen. Epithelial tissue may be composed of single layer of stratified cells. Single layer of stratified cells means they may be made up of several layers of cells. Now you have to know the functions of this epithelial tissue. What are the functions of this epithelial tissue? The entire outer portion of the body is covered by epidermis, that is the outermost layer of the skin. This is protecting the body from drying, from any type of injury, from any type of chemical effect and infections. And it is preventing any other foreign material to enter within the body. Some epithelial cells are present within the body which is secreting different types of enzymes and hormones. Okay, like the glandular epithelium. Different epithelial cells are present which is filtering the waste product from the blood. What are these waste products? Like urine, sweat, the carbon dioxide which is expelled out. These are the waste products of the body. So these waste products are excreted out by the epithelial cells. Okay, and water and this type of nutrients which are present in the intestine, that is also absorbed by the epithelial cells. Example, in columnar epithelium which is present in the intestine, that is absorbing the nutrients and the water from the walls of the intestine, and through that it is passing through the blood to entire portion of the body. Okay, and these epithelial cells are also receiving various types of stimuli. Stimuli means a sensation, like olfactory epithelium and the epithelium which is present in the internal ear, due to which we are able to hear. Okay, and different epithelial cells are also present which is secreting the mucus. Okay, this mucus is lubricating the surface of the epithelium, and as a result this type of protective mechanism is established. Understood? Now different types of epithelial tissues are found in multicellular organism based on the shape and the function of the cells. What are these? Squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium, and finally the glandular epithelium. Now in each type of these type of epithelium you have to know the nature, the occurrence and the function of each type of tissue. Whatever we will learn here in this chapter you have to know about the nature, occurrence and function of each type of tissue or each type of cell. Okay, now this squamous epithelium, first we will know how it looks like. It is composed of single layer of thin plate-like cells, and they form a continuous sheet-like structure. Okay, now you know how the mosaic floor you have heard about. So the cells, these shells form a sheet-like structure which looks like mosaic appearance. Okay, next, where it is found, the occurrence. This is basically found on the surface of the skin, in the epidermis region, and the lining of the body cavities, in the lining of the mouth, esophagus, lining of the blood and the lymph vessels, ducts of the gland and so on. These are basically producing the external lining of these glands. This is the main location, or this is the main position where this type of epithelium is situated. Now what are the functions? The underlying portion of the body organs is protected from any type of injury. It is protected from drying, entry of germs is prevented. Okay, and easy exchange of the gases or the materials by the process of diffusion is done, so that the body balance is constantly maintained. Body balance means the internal body balance, the blood vessels, alveoli, something should be excreted out and some products should be absorbed. So this is done by this type of epithelium. Understood? Next we will know about the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, how it looks like. From the word cube, it is very easy for you to understand, cube-like structure. So these are cube-shaped, isodiametric, and these are very closely fitted together. Okay, it will be appearing as square-like structure. Okay, and the surface will be appearing like hexagonal structure. Now where these are found? These are found in some parts of the kidney tubules, in some duct of the salivary gland, in the thyroid gland, sweat gland and different types of exocrine gland like pancreas. It is found also in the ovaries and the lines of the germ producing tubules of the testes. So there it will be known as the germinal epithelium. Okay, now what are the functions of this type of cuboidal epithelium? Absorption, secretion, excretion, and also it provides mechanical support to that organ. Okay, understood? Now we will discuss about the columnar epithelium. How it looks like, column. From this word you can understand how it looks like. This consists of the cells which are very longer, and these are much longer than the previous types of epithelium which we have learned. And at the base, at the same level, nuclei is present. Okay, sometimes they bear microvilli. Now where these are found? In the lining of the alimentary canal, from the stomach to the rectum. It is also present in the gallbladder, bronchioles of the lungs, uterine wall and uterus, etc. And its function, absorption of the nutrients in the stomach and intestine, the secretion of the mucus from the secretory glands. These are basically the functions of this type of cuboidal epithelium. Now we will know about the ciliated epithelium. Ciliated, from this word it is very easy to understand. Some cilia type of structures will be present in this type of epithelium. It consists of columnar or cubical cells, and there are very delicate hair-like projections present which is known as cilia. These will be present from the outer surface of the cells. Now occurrence, where these are found? It is found in the trachea or the windpipe. It is found in the bronchi of the lungs and in the bronchioles, that is the branches of the windpipe. It is also found in the kidney tubules. It is found in the sperm duct and also in the fallopian tubes. Now cilia, what is the main function of the cilia? Cilia goes on beating. You have learned in amoeba and paramecium they are having cilia. In the paramecium basically you have learned they are processing the cilia. So cilia beat only in one direction. So as a result, what happens? The mucus and the dust which is entering within the lungs by means of breathing, when we are breathing in, so that is removed out by beating of the cilia. To the exterior, it is removed out. Similarly, sperms and ova, they are supposed to descend downward for further fertilization. So these are all done due to the beating of the cilia. So ciliated epithelium plays a vital role in all this work and all these functions. Another epithelium which is to be mentioned is the glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium. What happens? Some of the columnar epithelial cells of the epithelium, they get converted, or they get changed into glandular cells. And a portion of this epithelial tissue sometimes folds inward and a multicellular gland is formed. This is known as the glandular epithelium. Okay, where it is found? It is found in the skin, it is found in the lining of the alimentary canal, pancreas, etc. So they help in secreting the mucus, enzymes, hormones. Okay, basically the glandular epithelium's main function is secretion. So this glandular epithelium helps in the secretion of these different types of substances within and also sometimes outside the body. Understood? Till this much today. We will continue the remaining portion in our next class.